Part 4. The editor's dissent. I should not be writing this. Even as I put words to paper, I can feel the weight of the house pressing against me, though I have never stepped inside its walls. You see, the Mercer family's story did not end in that house. It lingered. It spread. And like a splinter lodged too deep to pull free, it has found its way here into my hands. The manuscript you've heard about, RGS account, Daniel Mercer's editions, the fragments scribbled in desperation. I have them now. Not in the flesh, perhaps. The originals are said to be locked away, misplaced in some archive that no one dares to catalog. But through photocopies, scans, and fragments, the words have reached me. They always reach someone. I began as an editor, nothing more. A researcher fascinated by architectural anomalies, by stories of impossible spaces. I thought I was piecing together history, that was all. But history has a way of piecing you apart instead. At first, I approached the documents clinically. Measurements, notes, sketches of hallways that stretched longer than the house could allow. I told myself it was illusion, poor lighting, trick of perspective, the desperate imagination of men who wanted to see something extraordinary. But then the voices came. Not loud. Never loud. Just at the edges of things. At first I thought it was the hum of the refrigerator or the murmur of the neighbors through the walls. But no. The words were clearer than that. They said my name. Not once. Not even twice. But often enough that I stopped questioning whether I heard it at all. I should have stopped there. Should have burned the papers, deleted the files, thrown it all into the sea. But I didn't, because the house doesn't let you walk away once you've touched its story. It pulls. Just as it pulled Daniel Mercer deeper into the corridor, it pulled me deeper into the pages. RGS journal was incomplete. Entire sections missing, sentences breaking off halfway, diagrams left unfinished. Daniel tried to continue them, but his notes became just as fragmented before long. I thought arrogantly that I could complete them. That if I traced their steps, mapped the house in words instead of walls, I could close the gaps. So I began. I drew the first diagram myself. A long corridor shifting in width. I wrote notes about the angle of the walls, the number of steps it took to reach a door, the sound of air moving through the blackness. And with each word I wrote, each sketch I copied, I felt the same thing Daniel must have felt. The silence expanding, the dark listening. I started to lose time. I'd sit at my desk in the evening, pen in hand, and when I looked up, the sun had risen. Hours gone. No memory of what I had written. Whole pages appeared in my notebook that I did not recall drafting, words in a handwriting not quite my own. One page simply said, over and over again, "Do not follow the voices." Another showed a diagram of my own apartment, except one wall had been erased, replaced by a corridor stretching into the unknown. I checked the wall. I told myself it was madness. But I swear to you, when I knocked, it sounded hollow. Sleep brought no escape. In my dreams, I walked the Mercer's corridor. I saw Daniel ahead of me, his lantern swaying in the dark. I heard Mia calling, her small voice echoing, pleading for her mother. And sometimes, I saw someone else, a man with no face. Tall, patient, waiting at the very end of the hall. He never moved. But I woke each time drenched in sweat, certain that he had been one step closer than before. The descent was not sudden. It never is. Crept. Like rot beneath the skin, like mold in the corners of a room you daren't see until it has spread too far. I stopped answering calls. I left messages unread. Food tasted of dust. Water turned to ash in my throat. The only thing that felt alive, that felt real, were the pages and the voices. Always the voices. One night as I traced a half-finished diagram, my pen slipped and tore the paper. Swore aloud in frustration. And that was when I heard it. Clear. Undeniable. A whisper. Not behind the wall. Not in the corridor, but right behind me. Keep going. I turned. The room was empty, but the papers had changed. The diagrams I had drawn now extended further than before. Corridors folding into corridors, spirals collapsing into themselves. And at the very center, circled in ink, were 3 words I swear I did not write. You are inside. I should end this, but I cannot. Because ending it would mean admitting the truth. that the Mercer family never left the house, that RG never left the house, that I sitting here writing this never left either. We are all still there. The manuscript is not a record. It is a door. And every time you read it, every time you hear these words, you step through. So if you're listening now, remember this. When the lights flicker, when the air grows colder, when you hear the faintest sound of your name spoken from a dark corner of your room, do not follow it. Do not turn. Do not answer. Because once you have seen the corridor, you belong to it. Would you like to help us to reach 1 million subscribers? Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Stay tuned for next part.